What is up, guys, and welcome back to episode number 93 now of the Leeds United career mode. We're almost at the end of this series, and I want to thank you all as well so much for your support that you've shown on the series so far, and of course any videos to come. We are 5 or 6 episodes in now into our Road to Glory style career mode with Hartlepool FC. So if you haven't checked out the series, then go ahead onto the channel and check it out. We've uploaded 6 episodes already to the channel as well, so hopefully you guys will enjoy that as much as it is. I've mentioned before that there is going to be another career mode out before the end of this FIFA, which is going to be with a league, a league that's not an English league. Therefore, it could be any of the leagues that are not, of course, English. So, of course, stick around for that one as well if you wanted like a Bundesliga career mode or something like that. Along this sort of stretch in which you guys voted and it never got voted for, then stick around because there will be something else, better start before we hit FIFA 18 with a league that's not in the English leagues. But we are looking, like I said, to wrap up this one here with Leeds United. We are into the 93rd episode now, and we've still got another, 6 to go-ish, because I think the 100th episode is probably going to be that special episode where I give out the awards to certain players and stuff. So, probably going to go to 100, and of course, if there's loads of games left, then I'm going to try and do them all in episode 99, and then we'll do the special as the 100th episode if possible. But you can see, we're obviously simming a few of the lesser important games, as I've said to you guys in the past. I'm not really interested in playing these ones, as they don't really have too much on the series, and we try to get through as fast as possible. So, we pretty much wrap up the group stage of the Champions League here, and you won't find out who we've actually got in the next leg, or in the next sort of knockout phase, until next episode. Maybe even the episode after that. I can't quite remember when I actually showed you who we actually managed to pull in the next round, but we start the episode off there with a victory against Everton, and then with a victory there against Watford as well. So 2 victories already from the sim games. Then we have a game coming up here against Monaco in the Champions League. Decided to play it. We're already qualified, but I just thought, you know what, to spice the series up a bit with 5 points clear. If we win this one here, I think Monaco has sat second going into this. So if we beat them here, we're comfortably through as winners of the group, meaning that I can sim that last one there against Rangers. So I went ahead and played this one just to see how we get on, because Monaco obviously have a decent side in the game, and it will be a test to see how we could do against them. We've already won the Champions League, though, so we're pretty much, known to every single team around Europe as one of the big boys in the league. So, you can see going into this one here, I show you the team quickly before we get into game as per usual on the little screen. But if you miss it, there will be another chance in-game to see it. You can see it quickly on your screen right there. It's very, very quick. I know that I actually skipped it through very, very fast there, so a lot of time you don't get to see it. But you'll get to see it again in sped-up motion in just a second when the 2 teams come out as per usual. So I think we pretty much set up as one of our strongest. We've got 4 attackers here who could arguably be starting at 11. You got Anwar El Ghazi, Romelu Lukaku, Iheanacho, and then, of course, Anthony Martial. We've got 4 top quality strikers, so any of those guys could pretty much be in our starting 11, and you wouldn't sort of worry about goals coming into the team. You'd be thinking, wow, we've got a lot of goals in this squad. So I'm pretty much happy to play any of them in any single game that we have coming up. I don't have a set, group. Sometimes I play Martial with Anwar El Ghazi, other times I'll swap it around and play Iheanacho with El Ghazi. It really just is down to fitness and what I'm feeling going into the game. So I don't really have a set pairing in terms of what I choose over him, because I think right now, if I had to choose a set pairing, it would probably be the 2 that we've had for the longest in Anthony Martial and Anwar El Ghazi, just because they've both been heroes to us in the series so far, whereas the 2 Iheanacho and Lukaku only just came in this season, but they're still very good. So I mean, I'm not going to name an actual pair as to which one I would prefer to use, because I really don't mind who we use out of the 4. You can see the 2 teams there, and that is the Monaco team. Coincidentally, no Falcao. I don't know if he's actually retired now, or if he's just sort of not in the side for them anymore, or if he's moved clubs, but he actually isn't in that Monaco team today. So you can see the 2 teams on your screen. Iheanacho, not Iheanacho, and Lukaku leading the line for us today. Suso, Barkley, Kante, and Rodriguez as the 4 midfielders. Grimaldo, Bailly, I think it was, I'm going to get this wrong because I'm pretty sure it was actually maybe Oxford. I'm probably wrong. Anyways, but we did move into the game, and the first chance did fall our way 8 minutes into this one. A lot of mistakes being made by the Monaco back 4. The shot came in from Iheanacho, and a bicycle kick comes in from Romelu Lukaku. The first of the series. We have yet to score a bicycle kick, but we finally got one at the hands of the big Belgian Romelu Lukaku in the 9th minute of this game to make it Leeds United 1. Monaco 0 from a rebound effort over from Iheanacho. A very, very good effort it was actually from Iheanacho. Considering all things, I had to take it quite quickly. I didn't really have too much time to think about it. When we won the ball there, it was either take the strike on and just hope that it went in. I wanted it with the right foot. It didn't go with the right foot, and instead the palmed effort comes back to Romelu Lukaku, who simply manages to bicycle kick that one into the bottom, or into the back of the net. So, very, very tidy finish from Romelu in a very difficult circumstance, you have to say. And Monaco did have, I think, 1 chance in the entire match, pretty much, to try and get themselves back on level terms. Or it might have actually fell our way. I can't remember. This game was so boring because nothing really happened. In both of the games you're going to see in gameplay episodes today, they were so boring. Nothing really happened. It was actually Monaco, or was it us? I can't quite remember, but Into the second half we went. Oh, it was actually who had the next effort. Went down the right hand side here with Semedo. Semedo gets into a decent position to put the cross in. He put the cross into a dangerous area. Asked questions of the defence. Iheanacho back post. Open net. And it's a very good block on the line by the Monaco man as he clears it out for a throw-in. From the resulting throw-in, we tried to keep the chance alive. Was eventually we did get it back here and managed to get the ball into the into our hands again after a mistake by Monaco once again, giving us a free throw-in effectively there. Throw it this time to an actual Leeds United player, not to a Monaco player, as it comes inside now. Eventually it finds its way to Ross Barkley. Barkley looks to go down the right-hand side here, back to Semedo, who put that dangerous ball in last time for us. He goes back inside to James Rodriguez. Iheanacho then on the ball into Lukaku. I'm thinking surely going to be a goal. I had to cut it back here. You can see I'm just trying to keep the chance alive. There was really nothing on for me, so I'm trying to knock the ball about, keep possession of it, and make sure that we don't lose it. And that's like the biggest thing you've got to do, is just try not to lose it. Semedo, though, does put a dangerous ball in, and this time, though, I was expecting Iheanacho to break the net with that one, but ultimately he didn't even get his head on the ball, and that was all the game had in store. So 1-0 victory here, 3 points again in the league, which means we now go through as champions of the group. So very, very comfortable there as well. So it means we'll be able to sim the final group stage game against Rangers later on in this episode still to come. But I mean, it's looking as if now this pretty much the title's going to be wrapped up, in all honesty. Like the Premier League, yeah, I mean, we've struggled in terms of like certain teams getting results here and there, but although we're not as far ahead as I would like to be, you can see there by the bottom right of your screen, we're actually 5 points clear going into this game here against United. We're still pretty comfortable, and in all honesty, the team here is just too good, in my opinion, to be able to really be tested in the Premier League, and that's pretty much why, guys, I'm pretty much sort of thinking to myself that this series either has to come to an end or we have to move clubs. You guys, of course, voted, and that is why we have the Road to Glory style career mode up, but you know, if I'd have continued this on and if I'd have continued playing this career mode, I probably would have got to the point where I'd be thinking to myself, I'm at the point now where there's not really too much more I can do. And also, it gets to the point where I'm getting a bit bored because I'd be winning every game, winning everything pretty, you know, comfortably with ease. So it'd be a bit less of a challenge for me. You can see, though, we do have this game here against United at the Ellen Road at East Point Arena. But, you know, in all honesty, like I've said, it's not going to be too tough for us. Yes, United are a good side, but at the same time, this team that we've got has a number of ex-United players in and a number of just better players, in my opinion, that United have. They've still got a decent team, don't get me wrong. They've, of course, finished as runners-up last season to us in the Premier League. But this season, they're actually down in 7th place after the 12 games being played. It's Chelsea actually sat in second at the moment. So it's been a very topsy-turvy in the last few years of the Premier League. It's been very weird to see, because in the first season that we won it, Spurs runner-up. The second season was Manchester United, and maybe this last season here could be Chelsea. But you can see the team coming into it, and you can see the best defensive teams. We've only allowed 5 goals all season long so far, and honestly, that's probably Kante coming in. He's been so solid for me in that CDM role. He's just managed to pick up everything when I've needed him to sort of make tackles and stuff like that, and he's just been so good in that role for us this season, and that's probably why I played as much as I did for him. He's, you know, 29 now, so he's not getting any younger, but I felt as though paying the price that we did for him for the last season. Of course, I've got all of your suggestions for the last season here coming up, and in the January window as to who you want me to sign with the 140-something million that we've got here at Leeds. So I've taken all your suggestions on board, and I will try and sign as many of them as I possibly can. The likes of Neymar, Paulo Dybala was in there. There was Lindelof, the centre-back from West Brom, currently here in this career mode. So I've still got them to come, and you'll still have that episode of the window to come where we try and sign them for the last 6 months of career mode. But the first chance here felt our way inside 19 minutes of the game. A lovely move in the way of I was managing to play the ball into the likes of Anthony Martial, the former Manchester United man. Should have finished first time there. Unfortunately, though, David De Gea and the defenders sort of between them got the ball out of play for a corner. From the corner, though, we whipped it in with Adnan Januzaj, again, formerly of United. And who else but Anthony Martial to rise highest to make it Leeds United 1, Manchester United 0. It's been a very weird series for us in the Leeds United versus Manchester United derby in terms of that one. We've come out on top in, you know, the last few years, but the first sort of seasons we came into this, it was so tough. I think they beat us twice in a single year in the first season of the Premier League, which was ultimately very frustrating, but I don't think they've beaten us since, and it's very good to see the fact that even when I was not controlling Anthony Martial, he rose highest from the corner to make it 1-0, but it was a scare late on as United did have a big chance there, but good defensive work from us made sure that the ball didn't end up in the back of the net, and you can see, this is how OP shielding is in the box, guys. Look at this. I could not tackle them for the life of me, and this is why, if you're good enough to do it in Foot Champions and Ultimate Team, you have such luck in this game, because Fabinho here, it was so hard to tackle him, but eventually I did manage to win the ball back by there, and thankfully the ball didn't end up in the back of the net, but a 1-0 victory here, nonetheless, a very good win at that as well. Anthony Martial rising highest from the corner to make the victory come over to Ellen Road, of course. And it was a decent game, in honesty. Like, you know, nothing really happened other than the 2 chances that you saw. The early chance from Anthony Martial there, which David De Gea made that save. And when he made the save, I was so gutted with Martial. I was thinking, how have you not scored that? But then when he did this from the corner, it was just like, you know, I'll forgive everything that he did there. Fantastic header. Rose highest and just said, you know what? I may have missed the early chance, but I'm not missing that one. You can see there as well, 4 shots for us, 1 shot for United. A very, very boring game in terms of that one. one. Chelsea, though, slipping up at Newcastle with a 1-1 draw, but actually Newcastle are doing extremely well for themselves as well. They're sat like in the top 4 right now, so I can't really read too much into that and say too much about it because they are doing pretty well for themselves in that one. So seems to be that Newcastle right now are pretty damn comfortable for themselves. But you can see we're actually not doing too badly ourselves at the top of the table. Lewis so close to hitting 90 overall as a goalkeeper as well. And maybe we'll hit the 90 overall before the end of the series. We should do it anyways. You can see how close he is. There you go. He's pretty much like the slightest little bit away. So yeah, we should hit it within the back end of this series. One last game before the episode ends. And it's a simmed game. Oh, there might be 2 actually. First one here against Sunderland. I think the second one to come is against Rangers. You can see we pick up another victory here, I do believe, against Sunderland. Eventually, I think I end up skipping this one, or I might later play out, I can't quite remember. But it's a very, very weird game, this one, because Eriksson scores, and then Kirchhoff equalises within 2 minutes of this one. And then we end up scoring a late winner, I do believe, in a second, or actually, it might end 2-2. I think it ends 2-2, actually. They took the lead there with that one, and I'm pretty sure we get a late equaliser in this one. That's why I think, yeah, Eriksson there in the 87th minute gets it to 2-2. So, you know, not the way I wanted to go there. We slipped up there against Sunderland. But it doesn't matter anyways. We've got this last game against Rangers. You can see there by the league table, we are so far out in front that we cannot be caught. So I went ahead and simmed this one and basically just said, you know what, let's see who we get in the next round. You can see, though, we put out still a decent team for this one here against Rangers just to make sure that we finished the league in terms of winning ways. And that's what I was attempting to do here. Of course, Rangers could still cause an upset, but I was not expecting it from this one. You can see the team as it was named, and you see the Rangers team coming up in a second when it does, in fact, play out. I think we get a comfortable victory here as well, a 3-0 win. But just before we end the episode off, guys, I want to say a quick thank you, of course, to everybody who leaves the comments, who leaves subscriptions, who leaves likes and everything like that, good stuff like that. But I want to say something else as well. I hope I haven't I hope I'm not really upset too many people with the fact of me choosing the Road to Glory career mode. I know you guys voted for it, but like I said, stick around. There will be another career mode before the end of FIFA 17, in which we will not be doing an English side. So anybody that's a bit disappointed at the fact that the Bundesliga or the Serie A or anything like that wasn't picked, I apologise, but do stick around because there will be another career mode coming out before the end of FIFA 17 that's not an English league team. So hopefully you've enjoyed this episode. If you have, smash that like button. As always, thank you all so much for watching, and thank you all so much for the support you show on the channel. I've been Danny, and I'll catch you all for the next video very soon. Adios!